Hello, hello, TGIF. Happy Friday night to all, or Friday evening to all. It is 6:05 Eastern Time, PM. And I wanted to, I think I mentioned to you, I have a commitment to just be here, show up live more often. And it's something I highly encourage you to do through the remainder of this year is show up, right? When you show up, the opportunities show up as well. So here I am. We are live today on my free Facebook group, which if you are not yet a member of, you can join us at LinkedInforWomenCommunity.com. We are also live here on LinkedIn, and I am live on YouTube and Twitter. So we're going to try going live on Twitter for a while. We do this and see how it goes, right? Why not? I'm a little worried about Twitter trolls, but we'll worry about that if it happens, right? Nikki, you are so consistent about showing up, girl. So today what I want to talk about, I had a conversation with somebody recently about driving more people to his program. And if you're listening, you know who you are. And I have a program. The She's Linked Up family of programs starts with our She's Linked Up Accelerator program. It's a 9-week program designed to help you learn how to build relationships that can change your business, your life, and your bank account. So we fill that program a couple different ways, but I would say there's a few little straggly ways we fill it, but mostly there's two different ways to fill it. One is sometimes we run ads, right? And we haven't been doing that in a while. And the other way, and the overwhelming way that we've been filling this program is by me getting in front of your audience, other people's audiences. So I want to talk a little bit about that strategy today, because that's what I teach people how to do in my program. I teach them how to leverage other people's audiences, because here's the deal. When somebody brings you into their world and introduces you to their people as an expert and asks you to give like a workshop or a webinar, a couple tips to their people as that expert, you get to borrow their credibility, right? So when you are interviewed on a podcast, or if you do a webinar for somebody, if you are, whatever it is, talking in front of like many people have these group programs, and a lot of them are looking for experts to come in and talk on the things that they're expert in, right? So, I have always been very generous with that, because I feel like there's a lot of good reasons to be generous with that. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of looking behind me now. My cabinet door is open. The mail boxes are still behind me. I'll clean that all up later. I'm still unpacking from our live event in Scottsdale last week. This is the clean part of the unpacking. So, so when you get in front of other people's audiences, you borrow their credibility, right? And it doesn't even matter how big it is. And I've been generous because I know that if you are kind enough to invite me to speak to your audience, I am happy to do it. I'm happy to do it. I mean, listen, it kind of depends on the situation. Sometimes I feel like there needs to be a fee for it. Sometimes I don't. It depends on the situation. But that is such a great way to bring more people into your life. And that's one of the biggest strategies that we teach in our She's Linked Up program. If you're thinking about LinkedIn, I know you're getting spammed, right? You're probably getting spammed, and you got lots of people reaching out to you. Buy my this, buy my stuff. You should check this out. You need a new website. Have you checked into SEO? Blah, 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 right? All this stuff. I don't ever want you to do that. But if you use LinkedIn, right? And if you are very strategically reaching out to people on LinkedIn and reaching out to them from the person and doing research before you reach out, right? Do a little bit of research. Find 25 people that have an audience that you think is an audience that could benefit by the message you have, right? And maybe they would be interested in the services you provide. And then reach out to them, and basically with a basic saying, which is, hey, it looks like we serve a similar audience. I'd love to chat and look for possibilities of collaboration, right? So, obviously it's great when there's a reciprocal agreement. And I don't think that's always necessary, because sometimes I might be a good fit for your audience and you might not be a good fit for my audience, or vice versa, right? So it's definitely doesn't always have to be an even exchange. I think we have to be very conscious of the fact that we're not for everybody. And not everybody that we bring for us, we might not be ready for their audience, right? So I don't think you need to do that. But, I have a podcast. So maybe if somebody brings me in front of their audience, I can interview them on my podcast. Maybe I can do this. Like this broadcast right now is going out to almost 200,000 people. I have 100,000 plus Twitter followers, a ton of people on Facebook, a ton of people on YouTube, and a ton of people on LinkedIn, right? So it's going out to almost 200,000 people. When I interview somebody like on a live like this, that's a lot of visibility for them, right? So there's lots of ways that I can reciprocate and really truly make it a collaboration. And doesn't that feel good? Doesn't it feel good to be doing outreach to people that that just results in this collaborative opportunity? And then it's such a simpler path to enrolling people in the services and the products that you have and that you want to enroll them in. So I hope that that makes sense. And, and this is the same, by the way, if you're watching this live or on the replay, Nikki is in my She's Linked Up program, and we've challenged everybody to go live more often. So I am showing up the way they're showing up, right? Where was I? I don't remember what I was saying now. Oh, yes. If you're watching this live or on the replay, if you're watching it live, please throw in a question here. I'm happy to answer. If you're not sure what that means for you, then drop a comment in here and I'm happy to brainstorm with you. I have no end of ideas. I have no end of ideas on how this can work for you. Okay. So, if you are a real estate agent, maybe you want to get interviewed on a podcast, right? Maybe you want to speak at a Chamber of Commerce event. Maybe there's another local something you can do. Like, think about how you can get in front of other people's audiences, right? If you are a coach, there's absolutely no end. But let's say you have a store, right? Maybe you own a restaurant, right? What does that other people's audiences do for you? Well, you know what? Same kind of thing. If you can get in front of other people's audiences, like for example, if you're a restaurant, maybe you host a chamber event at your restaurant, right? Now they're bringing the audience to you. You're not really getting in front of them, right? But thinking about using LinkedIn for collaboration is the best and most profitable and simplest and fastest path to success there is. Okay. So I really want to just showcase that and make sure that you understand that it's not just on LinkedIn just to pitch yourself. So Nikki's saying, true, Karen, it's always great to support each other as you never know who you'll find. That's absolutely true. There's always someone who needs help, and it's great and rewarding to be there and helping. Yes, absolutely. And you know what? If they don't need your help today, maybe they'll need your help in 6 months, or maybe they'll come across somebody in 6 months that says, I met this woman a couple months ago. I really think you need to meet her because I think you guys would be a really good, she might be really able to help you, right? You never know. You never know. The latest person that joined our program, our She's Linked Up Accelerator program, somebody brought me in front of their audience. They got the replay. They sent the replay to their friend who watched the replay. And now she's a member of, and she reached out to me and said, I want to talk about joining your program. And she did join the program, right? So I had a collaborative relationship with somebody on LinkedIn. I spoke in front of their audience, sent the replay. Somebody got the replay in their email, sent it to somebody else who called me, right? And said, let's do this. So do you see how that could work? And this was a small group, by the way. This was not 500 people. This was a couple dozen people. Maybe it was even a dozen people. It was a small group. And you just never know. You just never know. So, and frankly, the talk that I do is the same talk. I mean, I modify it for each different organization or each different opportunity, but basically it's the same talk. If you called me up on Tuesday at 3:00 and said, Karen, my speaker pulled out, can you jump in? Our talk is in 45 minutes. I'd be like, sure, I can do it. I've done the talk 100 times, right? And if you don't have something like that, then create something like that. Right? It's not hard to do. So I hope that this helps. I hope this helps you. And I hope you understand the value of using OPA, other people's audiences. It's a big part of the work that I do. And it's a big part of the success that my students are having. So I wanted to share that little tip with you for Tip Friday. What is it? What did I call it? I forget what I called it. Something Tip Friday. What do I find LinkedIn's best asset for me? What do you find is LinkedIn's best asset for you? I mean, Nikki, it always comes down to the relationships. It always comes down to the relationships. But what I love about it is it gives me a chance to shine a light on the things that I do well, right? With a great profile, because all of the stuff we talk about works much better when you have a great profile. So when you have a great profile, when you take the time to kind of show up with a great first impression, you can build relationships at this level, right? And so many women that I talk to, when I talk to them, they have aspirations up here. Like they have big dreams, right? But their energy's here, right? So their dreams are here, their energy's here. I want them to dream. I want their energy up here, so they're building relationships up here, and they're showing up like they can build relationships up here because they're showing up with a great LinkedIn profile that makes them feel worthy of meeting these people that are up here and building businesses from that place. So thanks, Nikki, for throwing that out there for me. I appreciate it. And it's like if it's 6:15 here, it's time for you to go to bed. Nikki's in the UK. So I am going to, I actually have a few more business things I have to do tonight. And then, yeah, then it's the weekend. So have a good day, everyone, and have a great weekend.